music at one point.
That was the most prolific in terms of the recording industry. That was a major deal.
In fact,
People
I think
still couldn't understand how that happened. But
it drove a wedge between, I think, he and McCartney for a little while, because they did some music together, and I think McCartney was the guy that actually suggested to him, hey, if you get your hands on a good music library, you can make a lot of money.
Yeah, well, that was an unprecedented purchase. So, as he did some things that people question. On the other hand, and we talk about him being like a teenager in a lot of ways, he was a very shrewd businessman. In terms of, especially to make a deal in that fashion.
Oh, absolutely. But he also was a man of extravagance, and therein lies some of his financial problems. That happens a lot with people that make lots of money, whether they be entertainers or whether they be athletes. We hear it quite a bit. We see the body in the van headed to the coroner's office, we believe, for autopsy.
Yes, we know that an autopsy will be conducted, and I would imagine that they would start working on that right away. I remember reading so many novels of mysteries in Los Angeles where the coroner's office would be working through the night on specific cases, and this is again one of the largest to come through their doors. But there have been many. I have to think about Marilyn Monroe in the same instance. This is
no doubt a city who has dealt with this before, very experienced at it.
Some controversy as well from the LA coroner's office, but this is it's a different time, and lately we have not heard. We've just heard about the diligence of the LA coroner's department.
We're going to go to Encino now, where Serene Branson is standing by outside the Jackson family home. Serene, what do you have for us?
Well, Rick and Pat, we have been outside the Jackson family home here all afternoon in Encino, and we believe that just within the past 5 minutes that Michael's sister Janet may have returned back to the Jackson mansion here, and just about 10 minutes before that we saw a caravan of cars. I think we have some tape of that to show you if we can roll that right now. We saw 5 cars pull up to the house. They sped in very quickly, and it seemed as if LAPD was prepared for this. There's about 8 officers here in front of the house, and they had the gates open. All of a sudden, we saw a Maserati, 2 Mercedes, and 2 very large SUVs zoom in, and neighbors here are telling us that they believe that one of the cars, that one of the women in one of those cars was Michael's mother, Catherine. So it appears at this point in time that some of the family members, the Jackson family members, may be returning to the home here in Encino. We do want to speak with one neighbor real quickly. She's lived in this neighborhood for many years. Let me bring you in real quickly. How long have you lived here?
40 years.
Okay, and first of all, your reaction to the news today?
Shocking news, because we were all waiting to see him performing all over and in London, and we were all very happy for his success. Finally, he's come back, and all of a sudden, it didn't take even an hour, and he was gone. Really shocking news.
And you were telling me that LaToya babysat your children, is that correct?
Yes, LaToya. We've been living here for 40 years, and LaToya babysit our kids, and we were neighbors. I mean, you meet at Gelson's, you meet here, you meet there. And Michael Jackson, I've known him since he was a younger kid. And so we've been following them, and I always defended him, even when the whole molestation thing happened. I always said, I'm a clinical psychologist. I work with a lot of defenders and offenders, and I always said that he had some issues, but he was far from being a child molester. He was kind and he was generous.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. Again, we believe some of the Jackson family members may be returning here to the home in Encino. So that is the very latest. We'll send it back to you in the studio, Pat and Rick.
All right. Thank you, Serene. We have David Goldstein now, and apparently some of the family members are approaching, possibly the children. He's in place. Hey, David.
Yeah, there's 2 SUVs here and a Mercedes pulling up. Don't know who's in the car. We had heard rumors that Michael Jackson's children, 1 or more, may be coming back to the house, but 3 SUVs coming up to the house right now, and don't obviously know who's inside. There's 1 Nevada license plate, the second one Nevada license plate, and obviously a lot of commotion out here, and this Mercedes coming through. and black Mercedes SUV pulling through. We can't tell really who that driver was, but the three cars pulling inside the compound at Michael Jackson's house. And here in Holmby Hills, again, no telling who was inside. We had heard rumors that perhaps Michael Jackson's children, one or more of the three children, were coming back to the house here, but certainly no confirmed reports about that. We couldn't tell who was in the car at all, but they just pulled in the house, and there you see kind of a bit of the commotion that is out here as there are dozens and dozens of reporters and photographers trying to get any information or anything that they can coming and going in this house. Joel, can we see who was in the car? No, my other photographer couldn't see who was in the car when they were stopped up at the street, but they were stopped at the street at the checkpoint. A lot of photographers, reporters ran up there to try to get a look inside. Once they made it through the checkpoint, they came down Carrollwood Drive here to Michael Jackson's house, the house he was renting, pulled inside, went inside the gates, and those big doors closed up. So that's the situation here live in Holmby Hills. Again, just to update, it's been about 2 hours that police have been inside looking around this house, trying to find anything they can that could give them some kind of inkling of why Michael Jackson, at the age of 50, dropped dead earlier this afternoon. Police are still inside now, 2 hours and counting, and we'll be outside here all night long. Back to you guys in the studio.
Hey, David, if it is true that the kids are coming back to the Holmby Hills home, and I'm guessing Michael had nannies or some sort of help, I mean, who would watch the kids? Have you heard anything out there at all that could it be, in this case, Michael's mother or their grandmother, Catherine, who might show up at the house to help out?
Oh, no, I can't. Dad, I don't know anything about the family and Surf Fork. You're going to have to go to the family representatives for that.
What is the mood inside there right now? What can you share?
Well, it's just an investigation like we would any other department investigation. There's no difference. We're just following department policy and procedures.
Can you tell us what those procedures are, what you'd be looking for here in a general sense?
Just what we would in any investigation, any death investigation, when it's somebody passes in youthful age, like we would anybody. We're just looking for any evidence of foul play or anything like that. And like the lieutenant mentioned, the coroner will take it over just like any other case.
I was told earlier that was possibly Catherine, his mother, that was in the back of that SUV. Can you confirm that?
No, I cannot. Yeah,
Have you been contacted by their family?
No, we have not.
Can you tell us the scene inside of what it looked like in the house?
No, I didn't even go in the home. I have not gotten in the home.
Sir, what's your name?
Captain Ruben De La Torre.
The SUVs that just came in, was Jermaine Jackson inside one of them? He just made a statement over at the hospital.
No family member. We have not been contacted with family members here. That's all I can tell you.
Any idea how long this investigation will take tonight, Captain?
We'll go through the night. We'll take, like any other case, as much time as we need to complete a thorough.
Howard, we seem to have lost our audio there. As far as nephews.